You are getting ready to listen to the voice of Dr. Rhadi Ferguson, 2004 Olympian, four-time national judo champion, Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt, author, speaker, and coach.
Hey, what's going on? This is Dr. Rhadi Ferguson, and welcome to another edition of Coffee with Rhadi. I want to talk to you about personal productivity today. Wouldn't it be really cool if you could just wake up in the morning and your things to do list would just get done by itself? You don't have to go through all the tasks. You didn't have to write down everything on a piece of paper or go through your phone and list everything 1 to 7 or 1 to 10 and then look back at the end of the day and find out you only got 1 and 2 done. It would be absolutely cool if you can actually go to sleep at night without being burdened about the things that you have to do the next day. Well, I used to be like this. My day would be, just overwhelming to the point where I wish that I had 26 or 27 hours in a day instead of 24 in order to get stuff done. It wasn't a matter of not being able to prioritize things. It was a matter of just getting hit from all angles in terms of putting out fires. What happens during the day is you have a set list of what you're going to do. Everything that you write down on that piece of paper or that you put down on your phone always takes longer than you plan on it taking. We've all had a Saturday when we think about some of the errands that we have to run. We're going to get up, we're going to go to the cleaners, we're going to, do something with the kids, grab a little bit of lunch, and then, do a couple other things that we have to knock out during the weekend, mail some stuff off, and then try to catch a movie later on at night or do something like that. And we find out that, something just happens. You get a flat tire, a friend calls and they're crying on the phone. They really need some help. Somebody passed away. Dog gets sick. Kid pees in the corner sometimes. These things happen. Things just throw your day off. And it seems like no matter what you do, you can't recoup. You can't get the time back, number one. And then two, the emotional roller coaster that it sends you through makes it really difficult to get back on task. So what do you do? How do you fix this situation? How do you work through it to keep yourself as productive as possible? Well, I can tell you what I do. And it sounds crazy. It sounds like it's not about being productive, but what I do is I just lower my expectations on things, and that increases my emotional stability about issues. Sometimes we put a lot of pressure on ourselves with our things to do list. We say, I gotta get this done. I gotta get this done by this time and there's a deadline and all. I understand that. Listen, I am a superstar in some areas, okay? I was a superstar in some areas. I understand that there are other places and spaces where I'm not a superstar. And I also understand that sometimes my greatest asset can bring about my biggest weakness. Case in point, I'm a person that can get things done quick. But because I can get things done quick, as I gotten older, I find out that I make more mistakes. And there's only one of me, and I need to learn how to multiply myself. And even if I can get something done at 100%, I can't do 5 or 6 things at 100%. So it's better to let 5 or 6 other people do it at 80%. Otherwise, it doesn't get done at all and it's at 0%, or it gets done at 80%. I had to understand that, 10% of a watermelon is sometimes better than 100% of a grape. So one of the main things that I had to do is learn how to delegate. Now, here's a guy by the name of Arlo Henderson. He's also known as a switch-on coach. He is a business partner of mine in a company that we have called Switch On. He's also a coach of mine. Now, even though we work together, he still coaches me on the business side. He's been coaching me about delegation, how to get things out of my personal knapsack, if you will, and hand it off to someone else. And then be okay to understand that they may not do it as good as I would do it or as well as I would like to do it. But if I wait for myself to do it, it may never get done, or it'll get done late, or there'll be so much pressure on me to do it that I'll make mistakes, or worse yet, there'll be too much emotional weight on the bar that I won't be able to stand up and get anything done. So you got to take some of the plates off to lessen the weight on the bar so that you can handle the weight that you can handle. Because as you get older, as you mature, as you get things on your plate, as you get more investments and more responsibilities, as you get more, as you increase your businesses, as you increase your speaking engagements, as you increase some of the things that you do in your life and you get better, you also have to understand, for you to do more, you have to delegate more. And I had to understand that delegating to other people didn't mean that I was a lesser than. Because I grew up in a certain time where my dad used to cut the yard. And I don't cut my own yard now. I hire somebody to cut the yard. And my dad could never understand. He said, man, how you going to let somebody come over here and cut your yard? You should cut your own grass. And he's, man cuts his grass. And it was very difficult to have that conversation with my dad back in the day. He understands where I'm coming from now because we've had conversations about opportunity costs, etc. So he knows that I don't need to be out there cutting grass when I could be writing books and coaching programs and helping other people become, personally productive. So I had to let go of the belief system when I was growing up that if I didn't do it, then I was being lazy. Or if I didn't do it, I was being quote unquote less of a man. I had to get to the point where I understood that managing the process was what I was supposed to be doing, not being inside of the process. And that was a tough shift for me because I've been a one-man band for a long time. And now I'm being coached on how to understand delegation. I'm being coached on the art of delegation. I'm being coached on the art of multiplicity. And it's a beautiful thing. And it actually allows me to get more rest at night. I actually sleep better. I'm more productive. I don't have this big weight on my chest when I go to bed at night. And when I wake up in the morning, I look forward to getting on other people about getting the stuff done that I need to get done because I don't carry that particular burden. So if there's one thing that I can tell you that has really helped me more than time management is understanding the art of delegation. Make sure you practice delegating small things before you practice delegating big things. Because you need the practice in delegation, especially when you're used to doing everything by yourself. Unburden yourself, unburden your life, make your life a lot easier and make living life a lot happier for you, your family, and those people around you by letting other people do some things that they are more than well enough equipped to do so that you can do the things that you are best at. All right? Hey man, this is Dr. Ferguson. You have a super fantastic day. And remember, I love you, but God loves you best. And if you're going to get anything, make sure you get your switch on.